What's going on, YouTube family? Today we're going to be talking about the automotive industry's reaction to the new tariffs that were just enacted. President Trump just enacted a 25% tariff on all new vehicle sales. Now, this is not only going to affect new car sales, it's also going to affect used car sales as well as parts pricing. On top of that, what are the actual dealers going to be doing with this new prices? And some of the things they're doing are pretty shady, but we're also going to talk about some of the good things that just recently happened because of the imposed tariffs. So let's go ahead and start on the new car side. Now, everybody knows that the new cars are just simply not affordable anymore. They're already overpriced and people do not see the value for what they're paying. Now you got to add on an additional 25% on top of this, and now you're going to be paying even more for a car that's not really a bargain or worth it. You know, that's if you don't get a car with another marked up crazy high price. So for over the last year and a half, we've watched the automotive market start to stable. We're seeing more supply come in, and as more supply comes in, the demand slowly decreases, and that brings pricing down as well. But now we have something else that's going to trigger some sort of instability in the market. Now, every time there's something that's fluctuating or unstable, what's going to happen is that's going to cause price fluctuations, or people to either get scared and buy too much, or to do the opposite. People will panic and not buy at all. We don't know which way it's going to turn. So to combat that, I've seen a lot of newer franchise dealers start to lower prices or have a pre-tariff sale. I'm not even joking about this. I'll put some screenshots up. People are saying, hey, buy the car today and save whatever $3,300, because if you buy it next month, it's going to cost you $3,300 more, hoping this will boost the sales. Also, I've seen a lot of manufacturers put out 0% financing and better leasing options just to get out some of their either aged units or stuff that's really not that popular. I'll also put another screenshot up here, and if you can notice, a lot of these vehicles are either hybrids or EVs, stuff that's really just not moving because it's either overpriced or people just don't want it. And so now we're getting this effect rippling through the automotive industry. Is this a good thing or a bad thing for consumers? Obviously, this is a bad thing because of the price increase, but I believe that most of these manufacturers are going to do one of two things. They're either going to pump out more cars to lower prices and give more incentives, or they're going to do something completely opposite, like what Honda and Toyota are doing, make less vehicles, just raise the price, get bigger margins, and offer less supply. So as soon as the vehicle touches down, more people are willing to overpay for that vehicle and buy it right away. Also, the tariffs could be temporary. If there's some sort of agreement reached between all these nations, we could see a complete 180. But in the meantime, these are some of the things you have to keep in mind. So if you're looking at buying a new car, I would recommend looking at the list that we posted up here. On top of that, talk to a lot of your dealers and see what, incentives they're offering, because don't believe in the hype. They're going to scare you. They're going to try to do some crazy stuff. I was talking to a few of my friends that work at franchise stores across the United States, and a few of their general managers are going to actually increase the prices of some of the really popular cars and scaring people into saying, hey, you need to buy this now because of the tariffs. And they're going to try to basically capitalize on a bad situation. So don't believe the hype. Just be patient. See what happens. Now, I don't think the tariffs are going to hold, so I would be patient. I'm guessing maybe 2 to 3 months at the most. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about used cars. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, hey, look, now that there's going to be a massive drop in new cars coming in, used cars should technically go up in pricing. I've already seen dealers start to reboost their pricing on their used cars. If you guys go to Car Gurus, you can see a lot of these dealers have already started this. If it's something like a Toyota where there's not a lot of supply, Lexuses, they have less than a 30-day supply. They're already raising their prices when it comes to new and used vehicles. But stuff like Stellantis, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, they're still trying to raise their prices even though they got over a 150-day supply at most franchise stores, and they're giving massive incentives. Now, do not believe the hype. Once again, I think a lot of dealers are going to use this thing to scare a lot of people and keep prices high. Remember, we just did the video talking about tax season. We have record high delinquencies. We have record high defaults, but then we also have record low people running their credit apps to actually purchase cars, and we have record low sales across the board. So the demand is not there. Don't buy into the fear. They're going to tell you that these deals are only going to go up. Remember what happened last time with the pandemic. You're going to have to overpay for these vehicles. Do not believe it. Now we're going to talk about parts and manufacturing. Now, a lot of people think that American car companies are safe from this tariff, but nothing could be further from the truth. Majority of the parts and manufacturing of vehicles is done outside of our country. So even if you're driving a Ford truck, more than likely that steel and aluminum was built from factories from Canada. Your parts came from either China, Mexico, or Europe. And so we have a combination of all these manufacturers sending parts into there. So even though a majority of it's assembled here in the United States, those tariffs are going to affect also the prices of American vehicles too. They're going to have to pass on those savings. Now, shockingly, a lot of people are not talking about the effect on the auto repair industry. This one is going to hit most Americans really, really hard. Now, during any time of economic downturn, people tend to spend more money fixing their cars than going out and buying new ones. One thing you have to remember is majority of the parts are literally manufactured in Mexico and China. So all those part increases are going to hit your wallet really hard. And it's not going to be the 25% of what you're thinking. It's going to feel more like 30 to 40%. The reason is as we order car parts, we either have two methods. We either order one big shipment, spend a bunch of money and get them all shipped over. So this way we get a lower cost, but you have to spend more money invested to get that car there. Or you order maybe, let's say 10 at a time, and you just pay more money with shipping. Your per item cost is higher, but you're able to turn and burn them a lot quickly. Well, now most of these parts stores are not going to do that because they don't want to do bulk order, because if the tariffs go down, they're going to have to pay that difference for all these overpriced parts. And if they order them in small quantities, that means they're going to have to pay even higher with shipping and manufacturing a small quantity amount of parts, and we don't know how long they're going to sit there. So you're going to feel that 30 to 40% increase on auto parts all the way across the board. And I think this is going to have the biggest effect on the automotive industry is in the repair sector. So even with all that doom and gloom, there's still a silver lining to this story. We're already seeing major manufacturers reach out to the US government and saying, hey, we want to manufacture here. The first one to throw their hat in the ring is Hyundai. Hyundai pledged $21 billion to new manufacturing in the United States. Hyundai is going to invest $6 billion of that money into a steel mill in Kentucky. They're going to invest another $9 million in actual automotive production in the United States. But what about the rest of the money? Well, not only are they going to be doing cars and manufacturing steel, they're going to be investing in actually building solar panels and charging stations, as well as actually bringing the robotics sector here. And on top of that, they're going to be doing even more when it comes to part manufacturing here in the United States. Now, I believe that this trend is going to continue as we go deeper into this new tariff, because it's cheaper for companies to invest a few $1 billion into America to hire American workers to build things here to make it a little bit easier. So this way it'll bring the cost all the way down the board. And I believe this is what President Trump's strategy was from the get-go, is to get more people to manufacture here. So I think in the next few months, you're going to see more and more people, like I said, jump into that bandwagon and start manufacturing here. Now, it is going to take anywhere from 12 to 24 months to the economy to see the difference between people actually buying and spending their money here in America and hiring more people. But it is a good start. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think of the new tariffs? Do you think this is going to have a negative impact moving forward? Is it going to last longer than a month or two? Is it going to be 6 months, 1 year? Also, were you shopping for a new car? Have you seen any deals, any of these pre-tariff sales? On top of that, do you think that this will actually help bring even more manufacturing jobs to the United States? But anyways, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next video.